Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and here on my channel we are all about real makeup for real life and real people. Today's video is a no fuss holiday glam with my girl Angela from Beauty by Angela, and we're going to be each creating a holiday glam look that's just low fuss, using products that aren't fussy, using techniques that aren't fussy, or what have you. The one thing that will be the same throughout both videos is that we are both using the e.l.f. The New Classics palette, a wonderful drugstore staple in my opinion, a great place to start if you are a beginner or just want to play around with some different shades. If you're here from Angela's channel, I'd like to say a very special welcome to you. I hope you'll consider subscribing today if you like what you see, and it will help you find my videos more easily on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday when I upload, and allegedly, if you ring that notification bell to all, YouTube will let you know when that happens. So if a no fuss holiday glam look sounds like fun to you, I will have a naked face in 3, 2, 1. All right, so before we get started with the rest of the face, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the no fuss products that I used for my base. Starting off with no primer. When I'm trying to be low-key, no fuss with a makeup look, whether it's glam or otherwise, I just skip the primer unless I have like a special occasion where I need my makeup to last a really long time. I'm cool with just skipping primer, so that's what I did today. When it comes to foundation and concealer, I like to use products that I can apply with my fingers. And so today I used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. I just apply it all over in the different quadrants of my face, apply it with my fingers, and then dab over with a beauty sponge of some sort. I wear the shade Buff Bisque. And then my favorite no fuss concealer is absolutely the Glossier Stretch Concealer. This one is in the shade G9. I just pick it up on my finger, apply under the eyes, apply on my melasma, on my upper lip, and any other place that I feel like I need to conceal. And then when it comes to powder for a no fuss makeup look, I look for a pressed powder, but also a very firmly pressed powder. Now I have one here, actually it's in my Shop My Stash from MAC. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Light Plus. This one is also very firm, but a little bit more easy to go overboard with. So I didn't use that one today, I used this one from Sephora. This is the Micro Smooth powder. I have it in the shade Light 15. And this is like the hardest powder of life. And when you pick it up on your brush, it doesn't pick up an excessive amount. So that's why I like this type of powder. Then I don't have to be careful or worrying about that I'm gonna go overboard with my powder. When it comes to no fuss brows, the thing I'm looking for is a larger brow pencil. This is the one from e.l.f. This is the Instant Lift brow pencil, and as you might be able to see here, this is not a micro brow pencil. On a daily basis or for special occasions, sometimes I will use a micro brow pencil, but when I just want to throw my brows on my face, literally, I use something a little bit bigger like this. It helps fill in the brows a little bit more quickly. And then I like to go in with a fiber brow gel that is also tinted. This one is also from e.l.f. It is the Wow Brow, and I've got to say, this one has knocked my Essence Make Me Brow out of the running for Holy Grail. I really like this one. There's something about the spoolie that it just combs through. I never get too much. It holds my brows in place all day, and that's that. Now I think, can't be sure, but I think Angela has a similar product to what I'm about to use for my face. But overall, I think any type of multi-purpose palette where you have multiple face products in it is gonna really help you cut down on the fuss and the time in creating a glam look. I haven't used this one for so long, so I'm actually really excited to use it today because it is a favorite product and it is a favorite no fuss product. It is the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzer in the shade Sienna. And these have been revamped a little bit by Kevyn Aucoin, but they still have these type of products that you could get your hands on today. So the reason I love this is because this side is bronzer. This is very much a beautiful corally blush shade for me. And then you have a nice, beautiful highlighter on the end. And when it comes to getting a face completed quickly, a product like this really helps. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the deepest part of the palette, which is the bronzer. And just go ahead and get this going. It does have a little bit of a reddish undertone, which I typically don't mind. It might look a little weird right now just because I am getting paler by the day, but hopefully not. If you hear the whining, if you hear any whining or any chomping of bones, our new golden retriever puppy is under my chair here taking a snooze, but he does whine intermittently. And I also love this palette, the gradient of this palette, because then once I add all of the face products together, because they're part of like an ombre effect, they really do a nice job of blending together, which also limits the fuss. But any face palette that you have might do, or if you don't have face palettes, or you're not into face palettes, that's okay too. Just pick some of your no fuss, you know, face products in terms of, you know, a bronzer that really blends beautifully for you, or a blush that's really easy to apply. All right, next I'm going to apply highlighter, and that is of course down here. This is a nice like peachy vanilla sort of shade, and it's beautiful. Again, this is something that's like super easy to apply because it's ultra blendable. It's nice and subtle, but it gives a beautiful glow to the skin, which is another reason why I love this product. So hopefully you can see that beautiful glow. And last but not least, going into this beautiful blush shade. Now I'm going to, instead of erring on the bronzer side, I'm gonna err a little bit closer to the highlighting side of things. And this is legitimately probably my favorite corally blush in my collection. It's just so, I don't know, for me and my skin tone, it just feels really fresh and easy to use, and I mean, it practically blends itself. So I really do love this, and I love to go a little extra rosy during the holidays. Okay, sorry about that. I just realized that I didn't have my mic plugged in, so I really apologize. I hope that the audio wasn't too bad in the first part of the video. But like I said in the intro, Angela and I both decided that this palette from e.l.f. Cosmetics, which is the new classics, is the ultimate no fuss eyeshadow palette for any glam look, or for every day as well. This is a great palette. I've raved on this for a long time, as a matter of fact. One thing that is very no fuss about this particular palette is the fact that you have a lot of gradients in here sort of set up for you. And so we're gonna go ahead and work with that today. I feel like to start with, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is called Uptown, and use that as my transition shade. Overall, I'm gonna be using some of the warmer browns in the palette, but I don't wanna go too warm, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this little bit more neutral brown in the transition shade. And I just kind of want to do a little bit of a more traditional, if there is such a thing, kind of a smoky eye to go with the lip that I have planned. I would love to hear down in the comments below if you guys want to share any of your favorite products for a no fuss look, whether that be glam or otherwise. I love hearing about how you guys make things simple for yourselves. And like I said, whether it's glam or everyday, I think, you know, they all kind of apply, right? All right, next I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Darling, the third shade in the palette. And I'm gonna pick this up on a little bit of a pinched fluffy brush. I'm gonna start this on the outer part of the lid very lightly. And once I have the bulk of the pigment off, I'll start blending this up into the crease a little. Mostly keeping this on the outer part of the eye. Keep things lifted and not close off the eye. Now you can absolutely do this same kind of look if you wanted to with some gray shadows or any shadows really that you want, but if you want to go more cool tone, you can. You could do more of a berry type eye look using this same sort of method. It's really up to you what you're into. Taking our first brush and just lightly blending. If you feel like you need to, you can always pick up more of the first shade. I'm just really looking to diffuse things and make sure we don't have any harsh edges. And then another little trick I like to do using the same shade, Darling here, I'm gonna pick up a smaller, more dense brush and pick up that color. And we're gonna deepen things up on the outer corner as well as up in the crease without going in with the next deepest shade. This is just a nice little trick to keep in your back pocket, especially, you know, you might be working with like a quad or something. Or a smaller palette or whatever, or just again want to keep things simplified, you can absolutely keep going with a same shade and just use a different concentration of it to make it look like you're using a deeper shade. Going back into the original fluffy with the original shade Uptown and just blending over those edges one more time before we get into the deeper brown. Kind of like to make sure everything is kind of where I want it before I start adding the deepest shades. And I also want to go ahead and do the lower lash line, or at least start it there. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is called Truffle, and pick that up on a pencil brush and just run this along the lower lash line. I don't want to go too deep, which is why I didn't use the shade Darling that we used in the crease. I just want to keep things nice and light down there. So that's where we're at with that. Next, we're going to go into the next deepest brown right here, which is called Muse. Such a pretty brown. It almost has like a plummy quality to it, which I always love in a deeper brown. And I'm just going to start by running this along the upper lash line. Once I have most of the pigment off the brush, you guys know how this goes. If you've been here for a while, I like to take it up into the crease just a little. And I do kind of like to pull up once I get to the outer part of the eye, just to make sure we have a lift. There. Smoky. Dip in one more time. Lather, rinse, repeat. Picking up our previous little dense brush that we used in the crease. I'm just going to give this a little blend. It's important to kind of go in with a smaller brush at this point. So again, like I said before, you don't have any issues with your deepest shade traveling up too far, unless of course you want it to. And then in an effort to eliminate another step but have a similar effect, I'm gonna go in with the black. Yes, you heard it. This one right here called Noir. I'm gonna pick this up on a square flat definer brush, and I'm just going to apply this to the upper lash line at the very outer part of the lash line. Excuse Ollie, he has a lot to say today. And same thing over here. That's just gonna give us the effect of darkening the lashes without going into another product, which would be an eyeliner. And I'm always totally fine with a shadow liner. And then just the tiniest, whatever's left on the brush, just connecting the upstairs and the downstairs. Now, the one thing that this palette doesn't have that I really wish it did have is a gold shadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it simple and go in with this cream colored, it's more of a satin, I think, than a shimmer, and place this on the innermost part of the lid. And I'm gonna pick it up on kind of a pinched fluffy brush, kind of like what we used with the second shade. Really? You don't say. He's going back to sleep now. So we're gonna take this on the inner part of the lid, and by using this more fluffy brush, it's gonna give us a softer application and therefore not look like a stark white eyeshadow. So we just start that on the very inner part and just kind of fade it out, and try not to touch the black liner shadow with it. Oh my goodness, you're so full of it. Filming with filming with a dog is like, it's for the birds, I tell you. And then if you like, you can take that same shade and highlight under the brow, or you could use the matte, or you could skip it altogether. Ollie's getting antsy, so we better wrap up this video. That's it for the eyes. I am gonna pop off of here real quick and do some mascara and something with the hair, which is in rare form today, and then we'll come back for a lip and wrap up this video. And the mascara I'm going to be using today is the L'Oreal Air Volume Mega Mascara. I personally would call this mascara fuss-free because I don't really have to fuss around with it. I just apply it like I would any other mascara, and it's really beautiful. So I'll be right back and we'll do lips. All right, we are back as promised. The hair looks different and all we have left is lips. Today I just wanted a festive lip, so I'm gonna go ahead and go that route. But if you are going somewhere, if you are going to wear a mask or what have you, you could skip lips, you could wear lip gloss or a tinted balm. But for me, I am going to be at home and I'm probably going to wear a festive lip. So coordinating lip products usually mean fuss-free for me. So today I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat and Matte Revolution lipstick in the shade Walk of No Shame. There's a lip liner, lipstick, boom. I feel like I want just a titch more blush, because I always do. Just the apples. Alright, so that is the completed No Fuss Holiday Glam look from me. Let me know down below, is this no fuss for you? Is this full glam for you? Would you do more? Would you do less? Let me know down below. Thank you so much to Angela for collaborating with me on this video. I really love collaborating with her, and if you have not visited her channel yet, I hope you'll do so now and subscribe, watch her video. She also has a new channel that's going to be started in the new year, and so I'm gonna have that channel linked down below as well. I hope you will subscribe and show her support on her new journey. And with all of that said, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful, no fuss, holiday glam makeup days, and I'll see you in my next video soon.